What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of Hot Mic Sports. I'm your host, Ben Merrick. Been seeing a little bit of a trend going upwards lately in the subscriber count. Much appreciated. Still not very high. Still very appreciated to everyone that subscribed. So thank you so much. And if you'd like to be trendy, cool, hit the sub button. I'll really love you. So today is the football recap. Chiefs game just finished up. Still got the Cowboys game left, but I'll touch on that probably in the next video, because I don't feel like waiting for that to put out this review, because there was a pretty interesting slate yesterday. So we'll touch on every game. I'll have my notes up right here, so I might be looking away for a little bit just to see the scores and stuff like that, just so I don't forget anything. But some I'll touch on more than others, because some I just don't care about, like the Jaguars and whoever they played. The Lions. I don't care about that game really. But did we learn something from it? Yes, we did. Because it's small, but still have to talk about it. So we're going to start off with the 49ers and Rams. 24-16 win for the 49ers, bringing them up to 2-3, I believe that says. 3-3? Sorry, that was bad. Yeah. What I can say about that game is that it's so disappointing for the Rams. So disappointing. Because they're healthy and the 49ers are not. Not at all. 49ers got Raheem back this week. Jimmy G. But still, guys, that's a bad loss. Really disappointing for the Rams. Their defense was horrendous. Like, they didn't give up boatloads of touchdowns. But they give up like 400 yards. Just not a good sign for the Rams, and maybe it's just showing on how weak that division could be. Maybe the Cardinals and the Seahawks have more of a grip on it than we originally thought. Maybe the Rams are more of a fake team. You know what I mean? So, moving on from that one, big surprising one in the Buccaneers-Packers. Me personally, I thought the Packers were going to win that one. The Bucs had a really tough time against the Chargers. Give up a ton of points, and then they come out and they give up 10 points to Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones. Are you serious? I was so confused on that one. One of the most iconic pictures I've ever seen is when Aaron Rodgers did the hip pumps up 3-0, and then after that everything went downhill. The Buccaneers scored 38 unanswered. Ridiculous. Tom Brady proved to all of his haters, including me, that he is for real again. That Buccaneers team looked really good. They finally incorporated Gronk. Great defensive showing for them. Ronald Jones showed out. So, very surprising. And the Packers are now second place in that division, which is ridiculous. People are going to overreact about that. I think the Packers are still winning that division. But we'll get to the Bears on later on. But that should be an interesting division to watch. Moving on from that, we got the Dolphins-Jets 24-0 win for the Dolphins, and this just proves to me that the Jets still suck really bad, probably worse than I've ever thought in my entire life. This football team is just terrible. The Dolphins didn't even play that great. It was just, the Dolphins are 3-3 now. Cool, good for them. Leaders of the division over the Patriots. Never would have said it. Never would have thought I would have said it, but here I am saying it. And messing up while doing that. We saw Tua check in with like a minute left. They gave him garbage time. It was cool. He had a solid drive. We didn't really learn much about Tua in that drive. He didn't do anything terrible, but he didn't do anything great, you know. So we'll have to see what they decide going forward. I think Fitzpatrick is definitely what they're going to pick going forward for now. But we'll see. They gave Tua a little bit of confidence, maybe a little bit of real NFL action. He didn't have a preseason. People forget that. So, good time for the rookie. It just didn't really see much, you know. Not saying he was bad. I'm just saying he didn't really see much. Moving on from that, Lions crushed the Jaguars 34-16. I don't care, Lions fans. You guys still suck. Jaguars are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They don't have a legit quarterback. I'm sorry, Gardner Minshew fans. I'm one myself, but he's not legit. I'm going to talk about it in a couple of videos probably about young quarterbacks that who will have their career ended before it really even starts. And that should be a fun video. Watch out for that one. So subscribe. Yeah, Lions put up 34. Cool. Matt Stafford's still that dude, but I don't care. DeAndre Swift had a nice week. I'll say that. DeAndre Swift had a great breakout week. I loved him coming out of Georgia, and he hasn't really produced a lot yet, but I absolutely love him, and I'm glad he had a breakout week. Moving on from that, the Bears beat the Panthers. That was cool. Bears are really good. I don't love them, but they are playing really well, and they are barely scraping by in like every game that they play. But I mean, they're first in a tough division, so props to them. Teddy Bridgewater had some pretty bad throws. I watched that game, and I didn't like the way he led his receivers. He didn't look like Teddy B, but I'm still a fan of the Panthers going forward, especially when they get back C-Mac. Also, Mike Davis is a real running back. Don't hate on him. He's a great, great player to have. So, if you're a Mike Davis fantasy owner, good for you for now. C-Mac will come back, and his points, he'll just get so many more touches than Mike Davis, who won't even be funny. So, watch out for that, guys. Steelers crushed the Browns 38-7. Yeah, this will also be mentioned in my video about quarterbacks who will have their career ended before they really start. Baker Mayfield sucks. Like, he is not good at all. When he gets pressured, he just chucks the ball up, like just as far as he can, and then it gets intercepted. He should have had like 4 interceptions. I think he had 2, but he should have had like 4. He played horrendous, like terrible, and he has so many weapons. And that team put up 7 points. Don't get me wrong, I haven't given any credit to the Steelers yet, but that team looked phenomenal. That offense was rolling. Claypool put up another touchdown. They're using him in so many interesting ways, and I love to see it. Big Ben is still that dude. And that defense is for real. That defense is legit. A great secondary. Minka Fitzpatrick had an early pick 6, set the tone. The Steelers are a serious Super Bowl contender. I think I hated on them earlier, but they're a for real Super Bowl team. This one was fun. Ravens-Eagles. Ravens win 30-28. They should have lost that game. If you watch the end, the Eagles had like the stupidest 2-point conversion play I've ever seen in my life. It was like just an option, I think. It was like Carson Wentz option, and they got hit like when they snapped the ball. It was a terrible, terrible idea. Yeah, the Ravens should have lost to the Eagles, which is hard to do because Carson Wentz sucks so bad. But the Ravens don't look great, and they have a great record, but they don't look like the Ravens. I don't see them the way they're playing. Pittsburgh is light years ahead. They'll have to catch up to Pittsburgh. If they're barely scraping out games against the Eagles, I can't wait to see them play Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is just going to dominate them like they did the Browns. Moving on from them, Giants and Washington. I'm not going to call them the football team. That's so stupid. I'm going to try to say Washington, but if I say Redskins and you're offended, you can leave, honestly. I don't care that much. Yeah, Giants won 2019. This is one of the games I just don't care about. Kyle Allen lost to the Giants. So why don't you just start Haskins? Pretty hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that they're starting Kyle Allen. Like, are they trying to win now? Because they can't beat the Giants, so they can't really beat anyone. I don't know how this team has a win. Washington sucks. So does the Giants. Giants fans, don't be proud. I don't even think any of these teams, like the Giants or Washington, whatever they are, I don't think their fans care anymore. I think at this point, Washington is mad that Haskins isn't starting and the tank for Trevor isn't on. I mean, maybe it is and they just suck at it, but they are making moves that make them want to win now. And the Giants just won a game. So, yeah, that's also not a very tank for Trevor move. Moving on from that, Broncos beat the Patriots. As a Patriots hater, I love to see it, especially at the hands of Drew Lock. The meme from this one was Cam Newton diving on the fumble. And against, of all teams, it was the Broncos. That was funny. I think the Broncos didn't score a touchdown. I think it was 6 field goals, which I don't think this game was a lot of fun to watch. If you were watching 18-12, I don't think this is a lot of fun to watch. Probably pretty painful for Patriots fans. It was Cam's first week back. We'll have to see what the Patriots do going forward. I believe in them still. But this is not a good showing for them. And like I said earlier, drops them to second in the division behind the Dolphins. So that's always rough. Moving on from that, the Falcons destroy the Vikings. Good for you, Falcons fans, for not blowing a lead finally. To me, this was the start maybe of the Falcons' redemption. Like maybe this is the start of their good second half of the season, but still, that team has dug themselves a hole. But it was good to see Matty Ice. It was good to see Julio Jones really balled out. Calvin Ridley got a touchdown himself. So it was good. It was good to see. The Vikings still suck, though. We learned a lot in this one about that. To give the Falcons their first win and to drop them to 1-4, this team isn't as legit as I thought. I said a couple videos ago, I still like this team regardless of the record. I still like them. But they're proving that there's no reason to really like them. They let the Falcons, who were 0-4, or was that 0-5? I can't really see. But hadn't had a win. Go off on them, drop 40. So tough showing for the Vikings. I don't see them being a real contender anymore in this division to at least even make some noise. They're not. So we'll have to see what they do going forward. Do they get rid of Kirk Cousins? We'll have to see. So moving on from that, Colts versus Bengals, 31-27 win for the Colts. This one I was watching the games, and like on the little ticker below, I saw Bengals were winning like 17-0 or something like that, and I was like, I can't be reading this right, because the Colts are, in my eyes, Super Bowl contenders. They looked really, really good this year. Their defense, especially, wow. Must suck to be Joe Burrow, as he did about all he could against a great defense. Put up 27, good for him. But I feel like everyone and their mom knew that the Colts were going to come out on top in that one. So another one for the Colts. They're going to keep rolling. And then we got Titans-Texans. 42-36 overtime victory for the Titans. Yeah, the Texans are in a weird place. They fired their coach a little bit ago. They look a lot better without him. I know they didn't get this victory, but Titans are real Super Bowl contenders. Derrick Henry is the king. Probably going for another rushing title, but he is a monster, and he won that game for them. So that was a fun game to watch. Will Fuller is very good when he's healthy. Very slept on, and that's probably because he's almost never healthy. But yeah, the Texans pieces were rolling today. Good for Deshaun Watson. Good for Will Fuller, but it'd be really nice to have DeAndre Hopkins, I bet. And then the last game of the slate was the Chiefs and Bills that just wrapped up. 26-17 win for the Chiefs. From what I saw, the Bills played very, very passive. Josh Allen, I think, had like 26 pass attempts. They had 84 rushing yards. It was a very, very slow offensive game from the Bills, and that's not going to win against the Chiefs. It was rainy. And that affected the Chiefs too. They didn't throw the ball a ton, but they ran it 26 times with Clyde Edwards. Oh my goodness, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He had over 160 rushing yards. I think he had 2 touchdowns. And then Darren Williams had a rushing touchdown. So the run game for Chiefs, even without Le'Veon Bell playing, the run game for the Chiefs really showed out. And speaking of that, Clyde Edwards-Helaire almost seeing 30 touches. That proves to me that I don't think they're very worried about Le'Veon Bell touching the ball a whole lot. I think he's going to get maybe a few more touches than Darren Williams got today. But, yeah, I don't think if you're a Le'Veon Bell fan, which there probably aren't many, the Chiefs was the team to get like a superstar role on. And I think he probably knew that. He wants a chip. Good for him. But the Chiefs are not worried about Le'Veon Bell. They're worried about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a number 1 back. We know this. And then the Cardinals-Cowboys just kicked off. That one actually should be interesting. The Cardinals are a surprise team this year. Not really a surprise, but an interesting team to watch this year. And the Cowboys losing Dak Prescott. We'll have to see what happens in Andy Dalton's first full game with the Cowboys. They have a ton of weapons. Zeke Elliott, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup is really showing up. Their defense sucks, though, so I don't see them winning this game, but I'll definitely touch on it in the next video. Love to have you guys as always. Please like, please sub, please comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next video. Peace.